Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, yeah. Good morning. It's a new day.
Today's a new day.
Good morning, my friends. Today is indeed a good day. I can love you and be your friend, even if we think differently, believe differently, act differently, look different, or come from different places in life. You are welcome here. With that in mind, let's get our day started together. Hey, my friends. Hope you are ready for another wonderful, a marvelous Monday, another wonderful week ahead. I hope you had a restful a weekend, restful weekend if you are someone that works Monday through Friday. And that's a large portion of people, so that's why I present it that way, and that's one of those people is me. So this morning, just like almost every morning, I like to try and start my day off by contemplating precepts, or some people might call them core values. Things that that to me are worth losing for. So a core value might be something that we're willing to sacrifice on behalf of. And today's core value or precept is self-control. And let's look at it a little bit and consider it and chew on it. So when I talk about self-control, I'm talking about not just being mindful and intentional. So not just a good intention, but not being led by one's own emotions, feelings, desires, or opinions. Right? So self-control is not about whipping or beating ourselves with shame or anything like that, but it is about what we're being led by. Are we primarily reactionary, where the circumstances around us will drive how we behave? Or are we being mindful and intentional? So let me skip ahead to the next slide. I looked at Psychology Today, and they had a pretty good definition of self-control. I thought it was pretty comprehensive. So they said that self-control is the ability to manage one's impulses, emotions, and behaviors to achieve long-term goals. So there's a purpose and an intentionality behind it. Self-control is primarily rooted in the prefrontal cortex, the planning, problem-solving, and decision-making center of the brain, which is significantly larger in humans than in other mammals. The richness of nerve connections in the prefrontal cortex enables people to plan, evaluate alternative actions, and ideally avoid doing things that they'll later regret, rather than immediately respond to every impulse as it arises. So we see it is a intentionality, almost, I'm in IT, so I would say there's a proactive approach versus just a reactive approach. And in my work, in order to be proactive, there is a maintenance type of component, right? If you do not maintain your systems in IT, you will be very reactive in everything that your team is doing. But if you maintain and you do proactive things, then you're not having to be as reactive. You're not just being led around by the demands and all of the broken things. So even in the business world, we can see the advantages of this sort of approach. Now, I loved looking at this word. So obviously you may not know, but I am a Christian, so I look at the Bible and I study the Bible as one of the many things that I study. The word that they use in the Bible for self-control is a Greek word in the New Testament, and I'm not even going to begin to pronounce that. But it's talking about a virtue of one who masters his desires and passions. So the passions and desires don't master him, but he masters those desires and passions. So that's the approach and the mindset around self-control there. And it talks about a restraint exercised over one's own impulses, emotions, or desires. This is perfectly in line with what I read earlier from the Psychology Today. And then self-control or self-discipline or temperance, or there's all kinds of different words for that are synonyms. But I wanted to shift the word a little bit on this piece because it does have to do with a discipline. Am I disciplined? Am I self-controlled? Do I have self-discipline? Someone who is not self-disciplined, life will discipline you. Life will teach you because you're going to bump into other people, and your lack of discipline is going to cause reactions in them, and you either learn some lessons young at a low cost, or you might learn them later in life at a high cost. So self-discipline is very valuable to your life and to your goals and where you're headed. Self-discipline is a lot about, just like the Psychology Today said, is about considering the cost and the alternative actions, right? And choosing what is best for us long term. Not necessarily fulfilling the itch right now if that's going to cost us too much in the long term. So the key, the takeaway, I would say, is whatever you want to be tomorrow, whatever you want to be tomorrow, right? I'm going to throw that emphasis on be. Whatever you want to be tomorrow, you have to do today. That is our focus. That is the idea of self-discipline. It is a willingness to be purposeful and intentional about our tomorrow with what we do today. To not be distracted by our own emotions or thoughts or desires or impulses, but to do today so that we're investing in our tomorrow. And that's my contemplation this morning. That is what I'm seeking in my life. And just thought it was worth us sharing together this morning. Hope you have a great day at work or at home or whatever your day is taking you into. And if you have any questions, these are live streams. Feel free to chat with me live in the chat, or leave me a comment, follow up, reach out to me personally. It's wonderful when people interact with me and we can share back and forth and share stories about how this has been a challenge for us, or we've seen victory and we've seen success in an area. And I just want this to be an area for open discussion where we can share and learn together. Y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you again soon.